Have you been on the search for the quickest way to get motivated to lose weight? If your answer is yes, then you are in the right place. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is episode number 185. Today's topic, the quickest way to get motivated to lose weight. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, weight loss mindset expert, and founder of the Inner Self Diet. What's that? The Inner Self Diet is the diet that's not a conventional diet because it doesn't tell you what to eat. Instead, the Inner Self Diet works with any healthy eating plan. The Inner Self Diet's purpose is to get all of the garbage thinking, feeling, and behaving out of your way so that you can do your healthy eating plan of choice without self-sabotage. But all the garbage has to go first. 92.8% of your problem is what's going on within your internal world. All right? If you don't address that, then there's no food diet in the world that's going to save you. Because without the right mindset, without the correct inner self programming, then you're programmed to be fat. Simple example of this is if you often say to yourself, it's too hard to lose weight, well, you're programmed to not lose weight because you can't get beyond that thought. And the longer you say it, the more you believe it. So that's just a simple example, all right? You got to get your head in the right place if you want to get your body in the right place and maintain it at your ideal weight for the rest of your life. It's never about the food. It's always about something else. I'll say that again. It's not about the food. It's about something else. And whatever that is for you personally, that is what needs to be healed and resolved. That's what I do with my awesome coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. I've been doing this since 2009. It works for everyone who just does it. I've even had coaching clients who told me that they didn't believe it would work, but they did it anyway. And guess what happened? It worked. Yep. Pretty amazing. Hey, if you want to get a free download and just learn a little bit more about losing weight from the inside out, go over to www.easyfunweightloss.com. You can download my free simple tips there. And these are tips that I haven't done a podcast episode about, so you'll be getting something extra. You can go get that at www.easyfunweightloss.com. Today's topic is the quickest way to get motivated to lose weight. This will only work if you do it. And you probably haven't done this for a very, very, very long time. And if you don't do it, then you can continue to minimize how bad these problems really are for you. And you can continue to put off making the changes you desperately need to make. And the years can just keep rolling on by. So what is this thing that you need to do if you want the quickest way to get motivated to lose weight? You need to take a picture of yourself. And it's best that other people are in the picture and you're out in front. No hiding behind your kids. No hiding behind furniture. No hiding behind the big dog that you have. No hiding behind 5 little dogs. No hiding behind the tree or the garden or the flowers. Nope, you need to get out front and center. No hiding behind the fat. No hiding behind anything else. And the reason I suggest that other people are in the picture is because there are millions of overweight and obese out there right now who are living in fantasy land, thinking to themselves that they're smaller than they are and that it's really not that bad and that everybody else should just accept them as they are, even though they're 75 pounds overweight, or they're 102 pounds overweight, or they're 45 pounds overweight, or they're 30 pounds overweight, or they're 208 pounds overweight. They avoid the reflections in the storefronts. They avoid mirrors. They avoid looking at themselves when they get out of the shower in the bathroom mirror, especially the full-length one. They avoid being in pictures, and if they have to be in pictures, they hide behind everybody else, and all you see is their face from the chin up, hiding behind a crowd. And this allows them to continue in their food addiction, using food as a crutch, using food to soothe, so that they can temporarily avoid the real problems, which never, ever, ever go away. And you don't get your goal weight like that. You don't get your goal weight like that. So if you really want to motivate yourself to lose weight, come out of hiding, get out in front, get some pictures taken, and look at them. When you have other people in the picture, people who are at a healthy weight, then that will make it even more clear how bad the state of your weight and how far you've let yourself go. Now, please pay attention. This is not an opportunity for you to hate yourself even more, or to beat yourself up even more, or to go binge eat more food because you feel so bad. The purpose of doing this is to come out of the delusion, come out of the denial, come out of the fantasy land, and then you need to get real with yourself and then decide, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do next? Where are you headed? If you don't do this, then it's going to be super easy to just keep doing what you're doing and maintain your obesity, maintain your overweight, maintain your poor health as it keeps getting worse. These things don't get better as you ignore them. They get worse. That's not my rule. It's just how it is. So if you really want to get motivated to lose weight and you want to stop complaining about not having any motivation, then get in the picture. Get in the picture. Now, besides taking the pictures with other people who are at a healthy weight, you could also take some by yourself and wear some workout shorts and a sports bra to see all of your body. That would be a good before and after photo to have. But even that is not going to give you the wake-up call that being in the photo with other people who are of a healthy weight will give you. Now, notice I keep saying of a healthy weight, because if you want to drive your denial even deeper, well, obviously just keep hiding, or don't get in the picture at all, or take pictures with those who are even heavier than you. And then when you look at them by comparison, oh, see, I can minimize my problems because at least I'm only 200 pounds overweight. I'm not 500 pounds overweight. and then you're still not going to get to where you want to be. Minimizing your out of control eating, your food obsession, your binge eating, your emotional eating, minimizing it, what kind of results do you get? How does that make it better? Are you following me? Is this making sense? So, this is the fastest way to get motivated to lose weight. Stop complaining. But there's a problem there. Because have you ever noticed that you like having something to talk about? And the biggest thing you have to talk about in your life are your complaints about your weight and talking about doing a new diet that maybe you never actually do, but it gives you something to talk about. Maybe all your friends are overweight, and so you all commiserate together. They're your team, but it's not a healthy team that is all working towards high self-esteem, high self-confidence, a fit body, a fit mindset, strength, muscle tone, being able to climb a flight of stairs without being out of breath, health and fitness, feeling really good in your own skin, liking what you see when you get out of the shower naked and you see yourself in the mirror. So there you go. This is pretty short and sweet. Are you going to do it? Hey, that's the only way this will work for you. You can't just listen to me talk about it. It's nice, but then it's just another fantasy. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, JoLynn. I like the sound of that. Okay, then what? You got another podcast I can listen to? I like your voice. Thanks. But what about your situation? I really like your voice. Cool. How you doing with getting to your goal weight and staying there, doing it struggle-free, doing it without self-sabotage? I really like your voice. Awesome. What's going on with your weight? Did you go take a picture with other people who are healthy and fit? Not for the purpose of beating yourself up, but to come out of fantasy land, to come out of denial, to look at what's really going on here. And then you have the opportunity to make a decision to move forward. And if you don't make that decision to move forward and make radical new changes, the biggest change you have to make is in your inner self. Your mindset, your emotional state, how you deal with your day-to-day life. You need to get new tools. You need a whole system that's already been put together for you that you just need to plug yourself into. The fastest way to get from where you are to where you want to be, where you're at your goal weight and it's no big deal to live healthy and fit, and you actually prefer healthy food over junk food, the fastest way to get that is through coaching with a professional coach who already has the proven system put together, that all you have to do is plug yourself in and do the steps. And you have to make the decision to do that. But if you keep living in fantasy land, denying and deluding yourself about how big you've really gotten and how bad it really is, and you keep avoiding the mirrors, hiding out in pictures, avoiding the scale because you don't want to see what it says, what are your results going to be a year from now? Does any of this make sense? Keep in mind that this is a complex issue and it can't be solved with your logical mind. That's why you have the results of the great success that you have in your business or career life, and you are super smart intellectually, but you still haven't been able to solve this food and weight issue. You're still struggling. You're still overeating. You're still making the bad food choices that you know keep you overweight. And logically, you know that you could be doing something else. You could be eating healthy, and you're not doing it. And the longer you try to figure it out in your logical mind, the longer you will struggle. It's not going to be solved with logic. And so you got to make a decision if you're willing to stay where you are or if you want radically new results. If you want radically new results, you've got to do something radically new and different. It would be most helpful to you to help yourself to get these pictures taken so that you can take the blinders off, then make your decision about what you're going to do next. But if you put off taking the pictures, just keep in mind that you are deciding to continue to struggle. You cannot avoid making a decision. It is impossible. Anytime you tell yourself, oh, well, I'll think about that and I'll decide later when it's going to be the right time for me to take these pictures or when it's going to be the right time for me to really look at myself. I'll think about that. I'll decide that later. No, you can't do that. Just now, when you said that to yourself, you made the decision to keep struggling. It's impossible to avoid making a decision. The best decisions to make are the ones that you make consciously, decisively, with confidence, with high self-esteem, and then you move forward. The decisions that come from victimville are the ones that you make by default because you don't have the confidence at this time to see your way clear to a new path because you don't have a coach, you don't have a way to do this, you're all by yourself. Makes it 300 million times harder because you can't see your own blind spots. And still, by having this fantasy that, oh, well, no, I'll decide that later. You just decided to keep struggling. And you made a decision by default, which is not the place of making a decision of empowerment. It'd be much more empowering to say to yourself, I'm deciding to stay in my pity party, to keep overeating, and to keep struggling. As opposed to making that decision by default by saying, oh, yeah, that's great. I'm really going to work on this. I'll try hard later. Where's the ice cream? Does this make any sense at all? You have the ability to change. Once you get the right steps, it all starts with a decision. And you can get these pictures taken, get real with yourself, and then decide where you're going to go next. Because those pictures are going to motivate you to do something. Unfortunately, if you don't get the right steps to do, then if you motivate yourself in a negative direction, then you'll just go find more food to try to stuff down your pain of coming out of the denial for just a couple seconds. So, easiest way to sum all of this up, you have to make a decision what you want for yourself. If you're not willing to do that, then you're deciding to keep doing what you're doing. And either way, it's all your life. You get to live it. you get the consequences of your choices and your decisions. And celebrate that. Hopefully you like your outcomes and you like your results. If you don't, then you need to do something different to get totally different results. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you are in the category of insanity, which our good friend Einstein defined for us many, many years ago when he was alive. He said the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again while expecting different results. After you take those pictures, I have a complete list of 21 weight loss tips that actually work. So, if you don't have any problem following through, then these 21 weight loss tips are something that you can implement instantly. Here's where you need to go to download these now. 21practicalweightlosstips.com. That's the number 2, the number 1. 21practicalweightlosstips.com. You can get my entire list now. Couple questions to ask yourself. Grab pen and paper. Write each question down, pen on paper. If you want to benefit from the connection between your head, hand, and heart, if you want to get present, if you want to actually give yourself some quality time that you probably rarely do, to drop out of your head, to stop spinning, to stop the anxiety, to stop the worry, to stop the fear, stop the stress, and just get present right now. If you only listen to me talk, it's really going to go in one ear and out the other. If you try to answer these questions just in your head, you're really not going to get much out of this because you're still up in your head, you're still spinning, and you can't solve this problem there. If you could have, you wouldn't be listening to me right now. Because look at all the years you've tried to figure this out in your head, by yourself, with your logical mind. Over and over and over and over and over and over. How exhausting is that, right? First question, when exactly am I taking these pictures? You're asking yourself this. When exactly am I taking these pictures? Number 2 question, how willing am I to get 100% honest and real with myself? Not for the purpose of beating myself up, but to come out of the delusion, come out of the denial, come out of the fantasy world so that I can really see the state of this problem that I have created. And hey, as a side note, it's good that you created this, because if somebody else had done this to you, then that would mean that you would not have any power to change it. They would have to change it for you. You are the one who has the power. If you want to get to your goal weight and stay there, you can. It won't last unless your inside matches your outside. Your internal world is 92.8% of all of this. If that doesn't match up with what you say you want on the outside, it's not going to work. Number 3 question, what exactly are you doing to become a match on the inside to the body you say you want on the outside? That will make weight loss struggle-free once you do that. Once you have the right mindset, the emotional state, the foundation, the core that matches up with how you're saying you want to look, how the body, the behaviors, the lifestyle on the outside. Once you are that on the inside, it's going to be super, super, super easy to do the things you need to do to become that. That's what weight loss from the inside out means. easiest way to lose weight ever. What everybody else is doing is they're trying to force themselves from the outside in. And they can force themselves for a certain amount of time to lose weight, but because they're still fat in the head, they're still fat in their beliefs, they're still fat in their emotional state, they always go back to gaining the weight back, and then the inner and the outer matches. Doesn't mean that they're bad people, it just means that they match inside outside. You want to get thin and stay thin on the outside, you got to become that on the inside. And then weight loss will be the easiest thing you have ever done. That's what I do with my coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. Number 4 question. Where could you be a year from now if you were to become the you on the inside now that matches what you're saying you want to be on the outside? Where could you be a year from now? Where could you be? Write it all down. Every detail. Number 5, how would you feel if you really could do this? If you really could become this? If you really could be this? Everything you wrote down in the previous. Now, obviously, you got to pause to do all this. And you're doing a great job if you are writing all of this down, pen on paper, and you're taking the time in between each question. You're pausing this podcast. This shows that you really are willing to take a look at yourself. That is really, really cool. Now, if you want to go all the way and you want to get to the heart of this and you want to get past the blind spots that you can't see on your own because they're blind spots. Everybody has them. All of us need coaching to get beyond them. If you want help to make weight loss struggle-free and make it last, and do this as quickly as possible to solve this lifelong problem that you have had since childhood, because that's where it always starts. If you want my help to do this, go over to www.discovery-session.com. Fill out an application for a complimentary weight loss discovery session with me. Just follow the steps there. It's really easy. www.discovery-session.com. And get excited. Get excited about what's coming up, because you really can have it as long as you take the right action steps to get it. I'm JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the Inner Self Diet, the diet that actually works, the only diet that really matters. But the only way it works is you got to do it. Of course. Of course. There's no magic. All right? You want results? You got to show up for yourself. And you're smart enough, you know that, because you had to show up for yourself to gain all of the success that you currently have in your career or business life. So I know this makes sense to you. I wish you your best life living inside of your ideal body.